All right, so the second example states find the area of the region bounded by y equals x squared plus 3x plus 1 and y equals 2x plus 7. So from the previous problem or previous video, you saw that this problem was solved in 3 steps. You find the point of intersection by setting the two equations equal to each other. The second thing that you need to do is make a quick sketch, so that way you can identify who's the top function, who's the bottom function. And step 3 is to find the area. Okay, so for your point of intersection, you will need to set the two equations equal to each other. So this will give us x squared plus 3x plus 1 is equal to 2x plus 7. So what I'm going to do is subtract 2x and subtract 7 on both sides. So on the right-hand side of the equation, you're just going to have a 0. On the left-hand side, you're going to have x squared plus x minus 6. All right. For this equation, x squared plus x minus 6, what are two numbers that when you multiply them, that gives you -6, but yet adds up to +1? Three and -2. So you're going to get x plus 3 followed by x minus 2 is equal to 0. So if you split this into two equations, x plus 3 equals 0, followed by x minus 2 equals 0, you're going to get x equals -3, and then x equals +2. So the lower of the two values is going to be your A. The higher of the two values is going to be your B. All right. We have our point of intersection. We're now ready to make a sketch. Before I make a sketch, by the way, just a little note. When x is equal to the -3 and x equals 2, here in this example, you can plug them into any one of the equations. You don't have to be both. It could be one of them. So that way you can know exactly where are the coordinates of the point of intersection. So if I plug them into the equation y equals 2x plus 7, we're going to have 2 times -3 plus 7, and you're going to get y equals 2 times 2 plus 7. So 2 times -3 is what? -6. -6 plus 7, 1. So we're going to get 1. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 7 is 11. So the order pairs should be -3, 1, and 2, 11. All right. So now we can proceed with our sketch. So here's my y-axis. Here's my x-axis. The values of a and b ranges from -3 to 2. So let's say here's the origin. 1, 2, 3. So that's -3. Here's 1, 2. Here's +2. Okay. So we have when x is -3, y value is 1. So that'll be somewhere here. When x is 2, the y value was 11. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Boom. All right. So we can graph our equations. The graph of y equals 2x plus 7, that's going to be a straight line with a positive slope. So I know that the line that I'm drawing should go through these 2 points. I'm putting dotted lines, by the way, for the to the left of -3 and to the right of +2, because I really don't care what happens beyond our region, right, which is -3 to 2. Okay, now we have the equation y equals x squared plus 3x plus 1. So do anybody know what the graph of y equals x squared plus 3x plus 1 would look like? It's a parabola. And is the parabola going to open upward or downward? upward. So what I need to do is, for this parabola, I will need to actually find the vertex. If I want to make a quick sketch of it, I need to find the vertex. So just another aside here. If you have x is equal to negative b over 2a, you could plug in the values of b and a to find out the x coordinate of the vertex, and then plug that into your equation to get the y coordinate. So this will give you negative 3 over 2 times 1. So this will be negative 3/2. So when x is equal to negative 3/2, you're going to get y is negative 3/2 squared plus 3 times negative 3/2 plus 1. So what is negative 3/2 squared? 9 over 4. What is 3 times negative 3 over 2? Well, that should be 9/2 plus 1. Now you have your two fractions and a whole number, so you rewrite the fraction as a whole number. No, sorry, you rewrite the whole number as a fraction, and then you find the LCD. So what is your LCD between 4, 2, and 1? 4. So the first fraction I don't have to change, it will stay 4, or 9 over 4. The second fraction, if I change it to have a denominator of 4, then the numerator should be what number? That's a 9 currently? 18, right? Because if you're going from 2 to 4, so you had to multiply 2. So you multiply 2 on the top as well, you get negative 18 over 4, and then 1 over 1, that's just going to be 4 over 4. All right, so what is 9 over 4 minus 18 over 4? Negative 9 over 4. And then if I do negative 9 over 4 plus 4 over 4, that would be what? Negative 5 over 4. So your vertex is the order pair negative 3/2, comma, negative 5/4. So the x value of negative 3/2 should be between negative 1 and negative 2. So let's say somewhere around here is your negative 3/2, and that tick that I just drew. And negative 5 over 4 is just slightly smaller than negative 1. So if here is negative 1, then somewhere right underneath is going to be negative 5 over 4, and that will give us this point. Now I can draw a parabola that goes essentially where I know where's my vertex is that pink point. So we have something like this. And that's your, and that's going to be your graph, right? So this is our region of interest. All right, so from our graph, you can identify now the top and bottom function. What's your top function? Say again? That's right. So from this graph, you can see that the top is y equals 2x plus 7, and then the bottom is y equals x squared plus 3x plus 1. All right, so we did our sketch. Now you can proceed with setting up the integral and then computing your area. All right, so what we're going to have is a equals the lower limit of integration, which is negative 3, to the upper limit of integration, which is 2, of 2x plus 7. I'm going to put that in parentheses, minus the bottom, which is x squared plus 3x plus 1, which also goes inside of the parentheses. And now I was just working out the arithmetic to this problem. So what I'm going to do is distribute the negative sign inside the parentheses. So all the terms there, x squared 3x plus 1, they're all going to become negative terms. So first of all, what's 2x minus 3x? You're going to get negative x. The x squared became negative, so we're going to leave that alone. And now we have 7 minus 1, which is 6 dx. All right, I'm going to apply my antiderivative rules here, the power rule. We're going to get negative x squared over 2 minus x cubed over 3 plus 6x from x equals -3 to x equals +2. So you plug in the upper limit of integration minus when you plug in the lower limit of integration. You're going to get negative on the outside of 2 squared over 2 minus 3 squared over 2. Sorry, not 3 squared. Should have been 2 cubed. Plus 6 times 2 minus what happens when I plug in -3? So we have negative of -3 squared over 2 minus -3 cubed over 3 plus 6 times -3. All right, let's work this out. What's 2 squared? 4. 4 over 2 is 2. So you're going to have a -2 since there was a negative sign in front of it. So we get a -2. Okay, now 2 cubed is 8. 8 over 2 is... Oh, it should have been over 3. That's right. I'm sorry. I missed that. 8 over 3. Yep. And then 6 times 2 is 12. Okay, minus -3 squared, which is 9. So you get -9 halves. Since there were, -3 squared is 9. So you got 9 over 2, but again, there's a negative sign in front of it, so the whole thing became negative. Now, what's -3 cubed? -27. -27 over 3 should be -9. But 2 negatives, since there was another negative in front of it, became +9. Now, 6 times -3 is -18. Okay, so -2 and 12, that will give us 10. So this should be 10 minus 8/3 minus -9 halves of 9 minus 18. So what's 9 minus 18? -9. Okay, I'm going to distribute the negative sign inside the parentheses. So because both of these terms were negative, they become positive. So what we're going to have is 10 minus 8/3 plus 9 halves plus 9. 10 plus 9 is 19. So you have 19 minus 8/3 plus 9 halves. And again, you would have to find your LCD, but we saw an example like this. If I write 19 as a fraction as 19 over 1, what is the LCD of 1, 3, and 2? 6. So we're going to have we have all these numbers should be over 6. So what's 19 times 6? I'll give you a hint. Start with 19 times 5. What's 19 times 5? Close. You missed one. It's 95. 19 times, remember, 20 times 5 is 100. So 19 times 5 is 95. So then you add 19 again. So 95 plus 19 is like 114. All right, so you're going to get 114. Now, 8 over 3 will become 16 over 6, and 9 halves will become 27 over 6. So 114 minus 16 is 98. So you get 98 plus 27 over 6. But 98 plus 27 is 125. Take your word for it. So you get 125 over 6. And that will be your final answer. What a problem.